Well, good afternoon. My name is Cameron Navzel. I'm the police chief for Dayton Police Department, and the purpose of this meeting is to kind of give you and the community a briefing and give you information about a critical incident that occurred yesterday. The briefing has been prepared so that you may have a better understanding of circumstances which led to the use of force based upon what we know at this time. Again, the usual warning, word of caution, the images, information you're about to see may be disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised. So this is the scene where we had yesterday we had an officer shooting. This is a traffic crash at 1017 West 3rd Street. That's pointed with the yellow arrow, and then on the top of the screen is where the shooting occurred, which is 1115 French Lane. The broken red dots lines that you see is the path we believe that the subject involved in this case took, and where it kind of ends is where the confrontation took place, and one of our officers discharged his firearms at this location. This is the overview of the location. This is French Lane. Kind of runs parallel to West 3rd Street. This is in the westward direction. So this is what we know. Yesterday on July 24th at about 1:17 p.m., Dayton officers were near West 3rd Street and Sweetman Street when they encountered a motor vehicle crash. While at the scene, officers observed an individual possibly involved in the crash leaving the area on foot. While officers attempted to contact the individual, the subject was observed to be armed with a firearm. During the encounter, one of our officers discharged their weapon. The suspect was struck and was immediately provided medical aid, which included a tourniquet on his right arm, I believe, or left arm, or right arm, chest seals, and before being transported from the scene by medics to a local hospital. No officers were injured in this incident. So this is just a quick timeline of the incident. So the first of multiple calls came in into dispatch about a crash involving at least two vehicles, if not more. You see a timeline, then you see about 2 minutes later, the officers were dispatched to the crash. About 1:18, the involved officers in the area advised that they will check the crash for injuries. They witnessed the subject fleeing the crash, and at 1:18:24, officers see the subject with a firearm and give chase. At 12 seconds later, shots are fired. You see less than 30 seconds later, medic is requested. As this is going on, officers on the scene are providing medical first aid to the individual that was shot. At 1:27, then the medics arrive and they take this individual to the local hospital, and he is currently in stable condition. So what you're about to see are portions of radio traffic, including 911 calls, radio traffic among officers, and body-worn camera footage, and footage from our dash cam. The footage contains violent images and strong language, so viewer discretion is advised. So the first one is a 911 call that we received about an accident that had occurred on West 3rd Street. The volume, this is from our dispatch center, so the volume is a little low. We have done the best we can to kind of increase the volume, so it might be a little bit hard of hearing, but we did our best to increase the volume so you are able to hear it. So if you can play the first one, this is a 911 call about the accident.
911, what's the emergency?
Yes, ma'am, we need the police and probably the ambulance right here at Williams and 3rd Street. There's been an accident and a car hit a car and pushed it up into this, look like the building.
Okay, you said they're in Williams.
Yes, ma'am, it's a little bit down, but the main intersection is right here at 3rd and Williams Street.
Do you think that there are injuries?
I'm not sure. I heard the accident. I'm up here at Wright Pack, and my cousin walked down there. She's like, we're calling 911.
Okay.
So
What's your name?
that's what I'm doing.
So the reason that you're asking, the dispatch asking for injuries is because I know about a year ago, even more than that, we kind of changed some of the protocols. So if the accident involving just property damage and there's no issue, we usually tell people to exchange information. If there's injuries, we will take a report. If the car is disabled, we'll take a report. So you'll see the dispatch is asking those questions as to why, because that also changes the how soon the call will be dispatched. In this case, we'll dispatch about less than 2 minutes later. So next one is just radio transmission of the call being dispatched to our officers.
Information 320, 338 crews holding a check and advice crash, 3rd and Sweetman Street, 3 vehicle accidents, unknown injuries.
329, sir, thank you.
Thank you, 1317.
328, Chief Dispatch, you can preempt this on phone call, we'll head that way, from Cornell and Gettysburg.
333 clears code in with them.
That's great, thank you, 1317.
32014, you can substitute.
1317.
Thanks, crews, I appreciate it.
353 does first come out this accident. We'll check conditions for you guys. We're about to pull up.
Thank you, 353.
So these are
Thanks,
the.
crew.
So I believe the last one was the officers that ended up being involved and that confronted the individual are the ones who say, hey, we will respond. We're in the area to check on the injuries. So just checking on the status of the accident. This is the officers call. So after the interaction, officers call out shots fired, and you will also hear them asking for medics during this transmission. So this is a little bit more frantic than the last two.
We got one from the accident, Blackfield, got his head. You got one? Okay.
On street?
353 shots fired from West 3rd Street at Broadway. 15 minutes. Hey, we need a medic here right West 3rd and Broadway. We're going to be north of those brick apartments. Start us a medic.
They just put out shots fired West 3rd and Broadway. They're asking for a medic.
So next you'll see a series of video footage from dash cam, from body cam. You'll see body cam footage in regular speed right up to the point where the first shot is about to be fired, and then you'll see it in slow motion, just slowing it down so you can see, like, have a better vantage point, because obviously the way we mount our body cams on our officers, it moves with the officers. So obviously you'll see officers are running at a pretty good pace, trying to interact with this individual that you will see this armed with a handgun. Then we'll slow it down a little bit because that doesn't give you perspective of what the officer are seeing. So we'll slow it down just so you kind of see what the video evidence shows. This is not the perspective of an officer, this is the perspective of the video. This is the crash on the right-hand side. That's what they got called for.
Go there, go. And he's right.
So this is the individual that is believed to be, we know it was the driver on one of the vehicles that was involved in the accident, and we'll show you a little bit of still where you can clearly see what officers are being called out that said there's a handgun in his right hand. Next one is the body cam footage from the officer that actually discharged his firearm. We're stopping it right at the thing. We can hear the click of the handgun, and this is right at the time that the first shot is discharged. The next one, please. This is done. We slowed it down a little bit. This goes a little further, so you won't see what the shots have been were fired, but you will see the point, the vantage point, what the video is showing at this current point, and we'll tell you where the first bullet hit this individual. Took the volume out because then we're slowing it down, so the audio seems pretty strange at this point. So as you can see, this is the first round hits this individual in the right side, upper arm, and then goes into the torso. The gun is clearly in the person's hand. That's what the video is showing. Again, as we always talk about the criminal investigation, that's a separate matter, what officer observed or didn't observe, because that what the criminal investigation will show. So. Next thing is just two stills. On the left is from the dash cam footage, what the officers saw with the individual running away with the handgun on his right-hand side, and one on the right is as he has the gun in his right hand and is facing towards the officer. This is a weapon that's recovered. I don't think we have confirmation, but we believe it's a 9mm Smith & Wesson, but we don't have confirmation on that yet. Just by looking at it, it appears to be a Smith & Wesson 9mm. And this was recovered. The person had this in the hand, and it was recovered at the scene by Montgomery County forensic technicians. The individual, he hasn't been officially charged. We believe there will be some charges coming up. Described as a black male in his mid-30s, history of obstructing official business, and OVI. The officer involved has 6 years of service, 8 written accommodations. Those are good things, and 2 oral reprimands, meaning that he got some training on whatever policy issues we thought that he needed to be trained. Like in closing, all officers involved critical incidents undergo the following type of investigations, and these investigations are currently active. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office will be handling the criminal investigation into the officer-involved shooting. This will be presented to the Montgomery County prosecutor, and usually all those cases go to a grand jury, and grand jury then determines the criminal culpability of any action that was taken. And then the department will then, after that, will do an internal investigation that will be led by Professional Standards Bureau. In this case, the incident that led to the shooting, the whole thing is going to be handled by the Sheriff's Office. So the accident that occurred on West 3rd, they will be investigating that accident as a whole thing instead of us doing the accident and then taking over for the shooting. So it's everything is kind of related. So that's the presentation. I will try to answer the questions to the best of my ability, understanding that I am not going to get into the mindset of what my officers were feeling or what the individual perspective. I'll give you what I know from a factual perspective. So,
Chief, can you just give us what you know about that individual's hospital condition that was shot?
He's in critical but stable condition.
And then starting this whole thing off, the 2-car crash. You know, we heard 3.
Could be.
At one point.
Yeah, could have been 3. I don't know.
Not sure, but at least the 2 that were still sitting there when your officers arrived. So yesterday, there were people that thought you were chasing those cars. Not at all.
It was nothing to do with us. It was just an accident, and as you saw the 911 call, somebody called it in, and these 2 officers were in the area, were checking for injuries before patrol officers got there.
Yesterday you said that you weren't able to release any more information about this individual's prior history. You said you thought it may have been someone, but you weren't sure. Is this the person that you thought it was?
Yep, it was.
You saw when he was bending over, was that the gun he was picking back up? Had he dropped it and then was picking it back up?
From we saw the video, I don't think he ever dropped it. It would be conjecture on my part as to what he was trying to do. He never dropped it. He just went up from the whole video, and going all the way through. He never dropped the weapon. He always had the weapon in his hand.
And then the weapon was in his right hand. He had something in his left hand. Was that the magazine, or was that a phone, or what was that in his left hand?
We believe it was a magazine. Why that was in his left hand, I have no idea.
And did this individual, did he run immediately when officers arrived to check on that accident? Or were there, words exchanged, or can you give any detail?
So we don't know if any words exchanged with our officers. I don't know what occurred before that, but obviously when you saw something looks like got their attention, that they drove past the accident towards William Street. So it would be kind of conjecture on my part, but when you go around, you see this individual running with a gun on the right hand side. So I can guess, but I'm not gonna guess. I'm gonna let the investigation reveal that. But video kind of speaks for itself.
Can you speak to how concerning it was not that long ago that we had another officer involved shooting, that they were arriving to a situation not knowing that the person had a handgun. Can you speak to any of that? Is this concerning that they're arriving to scenes for different reasons, you know, not knowing that someone may have a gun and this is the result.
That's part of our work. That occurs on a daily basis, and we have a lot of times where people take off from us, take off us with guns. We don't shoot them if they don't present a threat. A lot of people are running away from us, and we can clearly see they have a handgun, but they don't turn around. So our officers don't shoot them. This occurs hundreds of times in a given year. So we're always concerned about what we know and we don't know. But that's where officers go through pretty extensive training, 7 months, 20 weeks in FTO, and then I think about 40 hours every year on basis of some of those things. So that's just part of what we do. We have to, I think in this case, from the time they first saw him, the shots fired was 12 seconds, right? And that's reality as to how quickly it takes for the situation to go. The last one was also, I think, was the same situation. But there are hundreds of things that never come to your attention because the individuals they might be doing something terribly wrong, but they don't present imminent danger to a police officer or to a citizen. So we ask you the right thing, we don't discharge our weapons. And in this case, officer did, because you can video kind of speak for itself, and we'll let that criminal investigation kind of speak for itself when it gets done.
Chief, have you talked to other witnesses, maybe either of the crash or other driver of the other vehicle, or those right around that business area there? Because it was about 90 seconds to 2 minutes before your officers arrived after the calls, and this driver didn't take off running until officers were there. In other words, apparently could have taken off long before your officers got there.
Yeah, so again, that's part of the criminal investigation, Mike, so that we are divorced from that at this point. We have handed all of that to Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, and the reason is exactly that, because that accident, something led to this individual taking off for some reason, so I let them handle that part as the overall investigation into officer-involved shooting. So they're handling all of that part of it, and I won't know the answer to that question until they conclude their investigation.
We'll take one more question.
That surprised me. Anyone else in the other cars able to tell you whether they were threatened by this man with a gun?
I can't tell you. Again, that's part of that investigation. That on purpose, we have now deployed a different method of investigating officer-involved shootings. This way, no department can be accused of saying that you are going to tilt it towards you. So I don't know what the perspective is, because that's what we call Montgomery County. And to be honest, when they're involved in officer-involved shooting, then we will do the same thing for them. I think we have done in the past. So yeah, that's part of the investigation. I can guess, but I'm not going to guess, and I will let that investigation kind of speak out for itself. Again, we told you guys that it was kind of limited information because we still want to be very transparent and kind of not tell you what we do. This is a very good tradition in Dayton. Has been long before I got here, but being very upfront with giving you as much information as we can about what happened, and then let the investigation pan out wherever it goes. Right. Well, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.